Alright, what is up guys, JaretCampisi. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of the Custom Streetfighter Build Series. That's where we take a 2020 Ducati Streetfighter, deck it out with some of the best parts in the industry and give it away when we're done. If you'd like to help support this project, be entered to win it, patreon.com/Campisi Customs. Always the first link in the description below. Today is one of my favorite all-time episodes. We're going to be doing a clear clutch cover on this bad boy. It's going to replace this entire unit. It's going to be pretty in-depth and it's going to look super, super cool when we're done. Let's not waste any time. Let's just get right into this one. Enjoy. Okay, we got the beautiful Christina K to do our unboxing. Everyone was complaining she wasn't in the last video. So we brought her back. There were a bunch of comments saying if there's no Christina, I don't watch the videos. So there you go guys, she's back. Also, she has her own channel and her own Instagram and her own Patreon page. All of those links are in the description below. If you can't get enough of this beauty, you can always go watch her on her channel. Today we're gonna be unboxing the clear clutch cover from Ducati. All these parts are from Manny at Moto Million. You can always use code CAMPISI to save yourself money from anything you order. Let's take a look at the first part. So there's the actual clear clutch cover itself in black. There's the pressure plate in red. Oh,
that's such a nice red.
Isn't that incredible?
I like it. It's not too bright.
Yeah, so sometimes I was debating whether to do
that type of red.
Yeah, whether to do red here and black for this and red for this, but I decided let's do black on the outline. Yeah.
We haven't done a red one, huh?
Never
so that'll be a first.
Yeah, so this is the first, and then black on the pressure plate. Or I'm sorry, spring retainer. That's the pressure plate. That's the spring retainer. So if you want to do this on your bike, you need to get the clear clutch cover. You need to get a pressure plate and you need to get a spring retainer. And then here's some bolts for that. And I guess you also need a new rear reservoir holder. So Manny sent that over as well. And then here's the bell of the ball. This is the big thing. So the big difference between these clear clutch covers on the Streetfighter and the Panigales and even the Panigales of the past is you have to replace the entire magnesium cover. So it is a bit more involved and you can see how massive this thing is. So look at that. Titanium. And then one of the other big important parts of this, which Rory told me, is you have to get new bolts for that. So all of the bolts that go around the outside of this, they're aluminum and they're one use only. So we had to order all new bolts for that. So that did not come with the part. So if you are going to do this for yourself, make sure you contact your local Ducati dealer, tell them what you're doing, make sure you get these bolts, because that's very important. I don't remember the part number, but
so light.
Yeah, because they're aluminum. Crazy. That's why they're single use only, because they're not made to be reused. Wow. So that's it. There's all of our parts for today. I think this is going to be pretty involved, so let's get going. Thank you, teens. We brought some Dunkin' balls for Rory. Look at those.
They're yummy.
They're good, right?
They're yummy.
Hell yeah. We got to make sure you're nice and hoppy for the camera. We pump you full of sugar so you're ready to be on camera.
Sugar high.
Oh man. I'm excited. So everybody really loved that last video, Rory, of you riding it and your reaction after you got off it. We were laughing for like 15 minutes literally after that. The bike is so freaking badass. I can't wait to get it put back together today. And then in the next video, I'll actually be doing a first ride with the full titanium exhaust, giving you guys my thoughts and feelings, telling you if I think it's worth the $5,400 price tag. But yeah, that's why we left the bike in pieces, so that we could get to this cover, because all of this has to come off in order to do this, and I'm really curious to see what it looks like behind this case. All right, what are we starting with? Removing the reservoir?
We're just getting little bits off. I took these on the frame, so I clipped them, just get everything free. Like we talked about before, get all the shit off it before you actually start to remove it.
Get stuff out of the way? Yeah. This is a lot more intense than the Panigale, huh?
Yeah, because it's got a cover on it, an access point.
Yeah. So this is a lot more intense. I've never seen this part come off. All right, so this is coming off right here and actually getting replaced. I'm not sure why, but we'll find out, I'm sure. And then do you have to unhook all this? Or you're just gonna have to move it out of the way? Slide it up underneath?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because that's all ABS shit, huh? You don't want to mess with that. Yeah, okay, cool.
Oh, I don't want to.
Yeah, and then if you guys are wondering, the reason he has this on the side stand like that is because there's going to be some oil and fluids in here, and you want to keep that in the bike as much as possible, not draining out onto us. So might still be some drainage, I have no idea. So we might, when we get to that point, we might want to cover some stuff up. Yeah. Banjo bolt removed. Do you know what that's for? Is this for the rear brake?
Oil pressure.
Oil pressure?
It's oil pressure right there.
Oh, okay. Man, this is intense right here. All kinds of important, complicated stuff.
We could take it off, except I was just tying it back on before when I
really
put it all
nicely.
back together. Yeah, I don't want to do it again.
I think we can get it in there just fine.
Yeah.
All right, so what is this here that you just unhooked, Roy?
It's a blow-by tube or the crankcase breather from old school.
Nice. Yeah, I sniffed it. It smelled like exhaust kind of fumes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It smells like engine.
Engine. That's what we like. So
And,
you're just gonna zip tie this stuff off,
I just want to,
get it out of the way.
yeah, when we're gluing, because we're going to be putting glue in there.
Yeah.
Shit just gets everywhere.
All right, so he's got everything zip tied out of the way. He's starting to undo the bolts here.
We got the exhaust taken care of.
I guess these are screws technically.
Yes.
Are they bolts?
I think screws.
Screws. Okay, undoing the screws. Look how light that
No, bolts.
bolts. Look how
I don't
light
even know
the
the
torque
fucking
specs are. I don't know the fucking difference. I don't either. People always yell at me because I call shit the wrong
That's
thing.
got to come off because
Okay.
the head's going to get in the way.
But basically what he's doing is he's marking where the long ones go.
Only 3 of them.
Just so he knows. Yeah, there's only 3 of them. We know there's 3 because we have 3 new ones. But yeah, he's just taking his time, going around, looking at everything as he takes it apart. Just like he always does, really.
Yeah.
So, taking this off. What is this here for? Do you know what that is?
This is a pickup.
A pickup? What does that even mean?
Pickup sensor. It's the engine.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Another type of sensing for the engine? Sensor for
It is like the main sensor.
Huh. And what is that sensing? What is it telling the
Where the
computer?
fucking crankshaft is and when to fire a cylinder.
Really? Damn, it's right here?
Pickup.
That just seems like it should be somewhere safer. Okay, so we got all the screws slash bolts out. You know what's funny? We were having not an argument, a discussion whether or not these were screws or bolts.
We've got heat and bolts.
Yeah, I think we decided on bolts, right?
I said they're bolts because they're flat.
Yeah.
End.
And then it's funny because I looked at this and I go, and we finally decided it was a bolt, and then I looked at the part description, it says screw.
But look, we've labeled this.
The long ones?
1, 2.
Yeah.
And 3 here.
And then we put some covering here over the exhaust just in case some oil comes out. That's the one thing I don't want to get oil on. Are we ready to break this thing loose or what?
Yeah. I'm just gonna make sure.
That's crazy because we're literally taking off the place where you add the oil.
Yeah.
This is gonna be...
Making sure that all double checking. It should be 15 or 18 all up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
18.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we try to
Everything else off.
break this thing loose. You're gonna use like a rubber mallet or something?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let him do his thing and we'll see what happens. All right, so Roy was saying there's different pry points on this. They actually point them out. How do you know?
That one, because we've got a tab behind it.
Oh, wow. And that one right there?
Yeah.
So he's just going around to each of the
One
points
there.
and prying it loose at those
there.
points. So
Okay.
first thing he did was knock it with the mallet, rubber mallet a little bit. Then he's gonna go around to each ply point. You can hear it break. Yeah, there you go. You can hear it breaking loose.
And it's dripping oil, perfect.
And oil's coming out, which we knew was gonna happen. All right, Rory, moment of truth. Don't get oil all over my new exhaust. I will fire you so fast.
Good.
I'll start doing it myself. People are asking me why I don't do the builds myself.
How long you got?
It's liability, guys. Well, first of all, I'm not a master mechanic, so let's just get that right out there. You gotta know what you're good at and what you're not good at.
If you spend enough time on YouTube, you should be by now.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. I mean, I know what things are, and I roughly know how to do things, but you know, I'm not. This is what Roy does for a living. Having a master mechanic do this, especially when they're giveaway bikes, there's a lot of liability involved. So I just want to make sure things are done right. There it is. It's broken loose. Okay, here's the moment of truth. How much oil is gonna dump out of this thing?
Oil's good, except it's just gonna be tricky to get.
To get it out. All right, we got it off. Check this shit out, guys. That looks like the standard slipper clutch that we've seen before on the V4 Panigale. Looks even similar to the 1299 clutch assembly there. Look at all these gears and shit. That's like motorcycle art right there. That is so freaking cool. And then this is what the inside of the case looks like. That's like a piece of art too. Super light, but let me tell you guys, this is way fucking heavier than this one is. I would say 2 to 3 times heavier. I might have to weigh all this just to see what the weight savings is, because I bet it's gonna save a few pounds easily. All right, so first step, cleaning off the previous Ducati bond. You definitely wanna make sure none of that stuff gets inside, because this wouldn't be good, right?
No, it's rubber. It's no big deal.
Oh,
It's
okay.
good. This is 1207, right? These are. We started at 1207, the black Ducati bond, with the 848 Vacral cast cases. They actually came out really smooth, and nothing of the 1215, the grey shit, wouldn't stick to them.
Ah.
But the important thing to know is the black stuff is aerobic, so it will seal in the presence of oil, where the grey stuff is anaerobic and it will not seal with the presence of oil.
Oh, okay, that's the major difference.
Yeah, so if you look at like sealing the cases, anywhere there's an oil, normal on all the cases especially, anywhere where you can accidentally squeeze it, get an oil patch and spot, like on a cylinder head, we use grey.
Okay.
If it's oil there, it will not seal.
Cool.
The black shit will seal regardless.
Cool.
So keep away from young, stupid people. But they will always find a way to fucking do it. So, yeah, it's this stuff is sticky.
That's really cool. I wish there was a way to have this cover be clear, because how cool would it be to see all that stuff in the background?
Well, this is very much like a Sudici.
Right? Do you think that's something they could do? Could someone come up with a clear one?
I think it would freak you out.
All that would be clear? That would be super cool to see. Duca Bike, if you guys could make an entire clear cover for this as well as this, that would be super cool. Let me know if you guys would like one of those too in the comment section below. So Rory just mentioned this is the crankshaft right here. So when you hear that this motorcycle has a counter rotating crankshaft and how it offsets some of the gyroscopic forces of the wheels, right? So when you're driving, when you're riding, the wheels are going this way, right? When you're going forward. This rotates the other way, which helps offset some of that gyroscopic force. So doesn't that help against like wheeling? It helps against handling, all that kind of
effect.
Right? Yeah, yeah. So pretty wild. I thought it would be a lot bigger than that. I didn't think something like that small rotating would have that much of an effect.
This is a transfer gear.
And that's a transfer.
Big.
Yeah.
So that's actually turning the clutch the correct way then.
That is so crazy.
This is extra, but
yeah, I just think that's so wild.
It's one of those things. It's a balance.
Yeah, yeah.
How you might add some more weight there, but the gains for handling are so significant, it's worth it.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. There's one of the few bikes that have that, right? This and some MVs, yeah.
My MVs do, F3s do.
That's freaking cool.
The new 800 Trumpy, the Moto 2 bike.
Oh, that has it as well? Yeah, yeah. Super cool, man. I just think this is so awesome. So after you use the brush, next he's using that deep cleaner that we use to really make sure everything's off of there so that we'll get a nice solid seal.
Just a good bond.
Yeah, with the new stuff. A good bond with the duck bond.
1207.
1207. That doesn't mean anything to anyone.
Yeah, well, it means
except for other mechanics. Yeah. Okay, so before we put all of this on, I'm gonna weigh all the all the new stuff, because I think it's gonna be a lot lighter. I know the case for sure is. So it looks like 3.5 pounds for all of this stuff right here, and then we're gonna put this case on, and then once we take the pressure ring off, pressure plate and spring retainer off, we'll weigh all the stock stuff and see what the difference is. I think it's gonna be a couple pounds difference. All right, so we're gonna be attaching the new case cover and swapping the O-ring from the stock piece over. The O-ring. And then I think, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna grease up some parts, and then which part are you gonna duck bond?
I'm gonna do it on this.
Do it on this one? So put duck bond on there and then slide this on?
Yeah, because like we talked about, we're gonna move this across everything, so we don't.
You don't want to get shit all over the place.
Yeah, we will. Otherwise, we'll lose duck bond.
Okay, cool. Applying the black duck bond, and then how much are you putting on here, Rory?
Just a thin layer.
Just a thin layer.
Yeah.
Because you don't want it to squeeze and.
Well, it will make a bead. It can, but we don't want to get too crazy. You just want to seal it, and if you clean it off properly, you don't need a lot.
Nice. Looks good. So we're just gonna go around, do the entire edge, and then we'll slide the new case on. So the sensor we were talking about earlier, that's the part that it's picking up, right?
It's a whole
so see how it's
It's know where it is, right? This is the gap. It probably correlates to TDC. It's the direction. It knows. It's an index. It knows where the crank is to do everything else. Yeah,
that's super cool.
It's important.
Yeah. Okay, so we're ready to. Yeah, for sure. So we're ready to slide this new one on. I'm gonna pull this out for you.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that we don't get duck bond all over the gears and everything else. Sensor. Get there. I'm gonna give him a hand. Okay, so we got it where it needs to be. Rory put the long bolts in first. Now he's just kind of going around in a star pattern.
I'm just getting him in first.
Just putting him in, and then he'll tighten them down in a star pattern. Is that what you do?
Kinda. Yeah,
kind of.
Well, yeah. I want to get the long bolts in so we know where they go.
Yeah.
And then I just put bolts in.
Now the rest of them are all the same.
Yeah. We'll see. Now it's showing what
That's beautiful. Yeah.
But remember, these are aluminium bolts. These are one-time use. Ducati's stressing it.
Yeah.
And the torque sequence is funny.
What was it?
It's
Three
3 Newton meters, right? Plus 9 degrees.
plus 90 degrees?
Yeah.
Or plus 9?
90.
90, okay, got you.
So it's 3 Newton meters plus 9 degrees.
That's so weird. Okay.
So if anyone thinks about using the bolts again, good luck.
Yeah, that's why you don't want to reuse
Good
these.
luck.
And I have a feeling a lot of people are probably going to reuse them because they're going to buy these clear clutch things and they're not going to get the screws for it and they're going to want to install it. So that's why I wanted to do this video and really stress that you should replace those bolts.
We had to swing this out of the way to get the head of the bolt through. We just thought that was better than gouging up the nice new magnesium. There's a bit of a consensus on that. So yeah, it came out alright, but the other one, it just it wouldn't go in. So
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hey, we've all been there.
no big deal.
Okay, so we're about to do the tightening down with the Newton meters. Ducati actually sent over the diagram of the sequence of how you're supposed to tighten them down. So Rory's gonna start with number 1 and go all the way through to 18, just like that. That's the sequence. Freaking craziness. So there you go, there's the first one going in. Man, that is not much at all. That's crazy. Okay, so he's gonna go around the sequence. This will be boring. I'll check in with you when we're done. All right, case cover is on. You got everything tidied up. It actually looks better than it did in stock form. Next thing we're gonna do is remove the spring retainer and the pressure plate. And then actually I'm gonna weigh it before we put in all the other stuff. Okay, weighing all the stock parts to see the difference in the weight. And it looks like this one's coming in right at 5 pounds. The new parts are 3.5 pounds, so saved another 1.5 pounds, which doesn't seem like much, but we just keep adding up slowly but surely. All right, transferring the bearing over from the stock system. I asked him if he lubed it at all. He said no, he just goes raw dog. Raw dog Rory. Back at just hammering away.
Now on the dry
What do we think? Do we like it?
On a dry clutch, it's called throw bearing. It's actually spinning all the time, so it's kind of important. So if you have issues with dry clutch, that's normally what it is.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It's fine.
Cool. All right, so the bearing's in, and then Rory wanted to talk about the things in here that
These little, I guess they're clips for
this. What are they for?
It's for the springs.
Oh, the springs. That's right.
Right, so it doesn't chew up the pressure plate itself when it's actually slipping. All right, I just put them in the same direction. That's how they came out. You know, you got 3 choices, 3 of them. Why not?
Yeah. Cool.
They know more than I do. So
If you guys have watched any of my past videos when we did this, Dado and I, there was times where we spent like an hour trying to get this thing to fit properly. So Rory actually just takes them off and puts them on this way. That's actually really cool. What, first, what, 3 or 4 or something like that?
it's just enough for enough steels and frictions to get in there.
Okay.
Right, because it's got to go on and twist.
Yeah, yeah.
So the last one gets a bit funny, but otherwise these can slip down, the frictions. So
Let's see how it works. What are you doing here, Rory?
I just put dental floss to hold it all together.
Oh. My girlfriend has some bikinis that look like dental floss.
Yeah, well, this is a little bit thicker than the stuff which Tears normally wears.
That's
A little bit more fabric on this.
Oh, interesting. Then you just cut it once you get it on there, so it doesn't
pull it out,
fall off. Interesting. Cool.
It's to stop everything from
That's
falling
a
down.
cool tip right there. Yeah. Okay, there it is. I had to give Rory a quick hand there, so I wasn't able to film it, but we got it in. It's pulled all the way in, so you need to make sure that this is flush along with the gears there. So that's how you know it's in correctly. What happens is it'll stick out about, you know, a few millimeters and it doesn't suck all the way in, and that's how you know it's not in right. So that's why the dental floss, aka Teens Bikinis, really helps hold it in there.
It's to hold all the plates in there.
Yeah.
It's I've done this so many times over years, and it's one of those tricks. Like as Liam was saying, it took you guys how long?
Like an hour or 2. It was a nightmare.
Yeah, it's just a well, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
We managed to line that up too, Zoolander.
Yeah. So now it says Duca Bike Special, and then the logos line up. Looks cool.
I'm bringing this down in sequence.
Yeah.
If you pull it all down on one side like an idiot, it's not good.
Probably strip the.
No, it's the pressure plate starts to get funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just had an issue with remember James's V4.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That's what someone else did when they were doing it, and the clutch was slipping.
Really?
Bigger than shit.
Wow.
Because it wasn't even pressure.
So it matters, huh? Do you know what the Newton meters are on these?
10 Newton meters.
10 Newton meters.
Well, you rarely see me use power tools for this reason.
That's why you hand tighten stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Cool.
I'll bring it down. It's just bring it down in sequence.
I like it. Looks freaking awesome too. I can't wait. I was telling him I hate these yellow springs. He said it's based on the pressure of the spring.
Spring rate.
Yeah, the spring rate. So.
To identify them.
Yeah, but I still think they should be black. Looks like Ronald McDonald in there. But luckily you won't see him. Okay, so next, Rory's gonna pull in the clutch, and he was saying, what are you doing here now?
I'm just making sure it's pulling out, it's releasing evenly. Because like I showed you before, if you get it wrong, like you tighten them, they come out like that.
Okay, gotcha.
Like a breakdancing move from the. Can't even do it.
Yeah. That looks so freaking sick, guys. I don't know why. It's so cool. Yeah, no.
That's all we're doing.
Absolutely. Doesn't that look amazing?
It's cool.
It's beautiful. Okay, let's put the cover on it, and then we can fire her up. All right, so we're about to put the cover on, and
this is the 2-part cover. It's
the
funny.
2-part, yeah, which is different than they used to be, right? I don't remember them used being like that before.
Like you said before, the V4 has the cover on it.
That comes right off, yeah.
Yeah, so this is a cover to mount, so you can put a cover on.
Yeah, gotcha. A cover for the cover.
Yeah, a cover for the cover.
An adapter for the cover or something like that.
Well, an adapter is a good word for it, yes.
Yeah. So he's just lubing up the O-ring. There's 2 of them. One goes in here, and then the next one will go on the other side. And then another thing to mention, this is asymmetric, so it only goes on one way. We're not using the bond on this one because it has an O-ring. So that's serving kind of the same purpose as what the bond would do in this. God, that looks so good. Oh, it makes me so excited. So he's gonna tighten this thing down. He's got the bolts there. Do you know what the Newton meters are on this one?
They say 4 to 5.
4 to 5?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. That's what we're gonna do next. Got the adapter case on there. He's lubing up the next O-ring, and that's gonna sit right in there. And then we can put on the outer cover. And it's gonna look so juicy. I can't wait. Do you know why they choose green for those O-rings?
Vitron.
What?
Vitron.
What's that mean?
It's impervious to chemical.
So it's just the color of this material?
Yes.
Oh.
I believe it's a trademark name. It's Vitron. It's impervious to, means ethanol, all sort of shit, and
won't degrade it?
synthetic oils with the esters in there won't make it swell or also degrade
Wow. So it'll just stay the same size?
Yep.
Interesting.
It should. That's
Good
why
thing that
you
doesn't happen to my member.
That would.
We'd be in trouble.
Make sure when you choose your dildo,
It's made out of ester.
Indian oil.
Yeah.
You're not fucking
Oh, there you go. So this is the last piece right here, right?
Yep.
And then we got to peel this guy off and we're good to go. Here we go. God, that looks so good. Actually, I'm gonna give him a hand real quick. All right, lady just pulled back up. I forgot to show you guys. I got my wheels painted, custom painted. Well, powder coated the wheels. Had the calipers hand painted to match the satin perfect blue we're gonna use for the wrap. Put R8 on the calipers. Check that out. Show you the other side here. See if this is a little bit better lighting. Yeah, there's the rear wheel. So gloss black, satin perfect blue, and then the car will be getting wrapped shortly. How did the car feel?
It's so much fun.
It's fun, isn't it?
It is. But my seatbelt's always locked.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I get marks, but it's
That
a lot
tells
of
me you were
fun.
driving like an asshole.
No. Well, there was
Oh.
a Honda that came up behind me, up my ass.
Trying to
with a
race
big,
you?
thick wing,
Of course.
And the front of it was destroyed.
Did you lay the
And
smack down?
No, I was
Oh.
just driving normal, and he was
Oh.
like cutting through traffic just to get a car ahead of me, and I'm like, "You're so cool."
Uh-huh. So, Jeans, come check this shit out.
How was it? Was it tedious?
Yeah, it was a lot of work. It was no joke.
Did you slave away on it?
But we got
too?
it done.
Oh, was it Rory?
Yeah, Rory did, obviously. Check that out.
Holy shit.
Doesn't that look incredible? It's like a piece of art, man.
Wow, that looks beautiful.
That looks incredible. I'll be honest, guys. I do like dry clutches on Ducatis. They're super unique. It sounds cool, but I think that looks better because when you have a dry clutch, half of it gets covered anyway.
So clean.
With this one, you get to see the whole thing spinning and everything like that. You want to turn it on?
Doesn't even like match the bike. Like this is just like this and the exhaust is shiny and new, and
Yeah.
now you need to replace this to make it look
Yeah.
good. And you need to replace this. And this,
Well, once this
you
gets
know, like,
blacked out,
everything,
yeah, that'll look a lot better.
It matches
But
the wheels, like it's
Yeah.
high, it's classy. It looks
right?
really
It's like a
nice,
piece of art,
yeah.
man. Everything we put on it.
Like ups the value of the bike.
Yeah,
just by having
dude.
that
It looks
there.
so good. So again, guys, if you want to get a clear clutch for your bike, Manny at Moto Million, you can use code Campisi. We'll have direct links in the description below. Don't forget you can enter to win this bike too. But actually, let's get a... There we go. Look how cool that is.
It's
That is badass.
So beautiful.
You like it?
The exhaust.
It's no joke, right?
Loud.
It's not.
I actually haven't heard it.
That was the first time you heard the exhaust?
Yeah.
Sounds good, right?
It is, but it's loud.
Yeah, it is. But it's not like loud, like annoying loud. It sounds good.
No,
It's a
it
low
sounds
tone.
really good.
Yeah.
And it looks beautiful.
Doesn't
I
it?
can't wait for the pipes to
Turn
blue,
blue,
and
purple. Yeah.
The heads are amazing.
I know. Freaking
I love that
incredible.
color. Yeah.
I'm stoked. So I think
job,
that's gonna
Rory.
do it. Yeah, for this episode. Thank you, Roy, for your hard work. Thank you, Ducati Santa Barbara, letting us do this here.
Brought to you by Dunkin' Donut Balls.
Yeah, by the Dunkin' Donut balls. So Rory's gonna put this back together off camera, and then we're gonna do some mods in the next video, some small mods, and I'm actually gonna do a first ride of the bike with the new exhaust, the clear clutch and all that, and let you know if I think that exhaust is worth the $5,400 plus $1,000 for installation.
Rory says yes, based on his last video.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's awesome. Don't get me wrong, but I waited a week. I'm gonna wait probably over a week just to ride this bike for you guys and get my honest reaction for you on camera. But I think that's it. That's gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget you can enter to win this bike. Patreon.com/Campisi Customs. And if you like what we're doing here, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you all in the next one. Peace.